Hello everyone, this video is about column stitches. Column stitches are basically a shortcut to get to a manual satin stitch. Generally you would draw out graphics and then you would change the graphics from single into satins. And then after you did that, you would change the satin into a manual mode, which allows you to manually move the inside and outside endpoints. When you do that, basically you can make your satin any shape you want. Well, instead of going through all those steps, we can choose column stitches. We're essentially the same thing, but now we're doing the inside and outside points that we normally move as what's called a column. And you can see that we now have a diamond-shaped column, diamond-shaped satin stitch. We still have the same points just like we did before, but it's basically getting you right to the step of doing a manual satin and moving the points right off the bat. You can have basically line columns, and then after you do the line column, you can do a curve column by just hitting the right mouse button and choosing a curve column. And a curve column will end up having 4 points just like curves. And you'll have this shape. Now, when we did this, we actually put the inside and the outside endpoints on top of each other. And so when you go to modify it, they're together. Sometimes you want to separate that, so you can separate them simply by hitting the right mouse button and choosing which point you actually want to modify. By doing that, now you have them separated again, and you can pick any points you want now. You notice that the path point will move all the points together, and the inside and outside will keep their distance that they're set in X and Y as you move them. When you move either the inside or the outside, just the one point, either inside or outside, gets moved, and then the path point is the equidistant between the two. You can use this to shape the ends, and the ends points determine how the stitches go. So if we were to separate this here, just to show you, you'll notice that when I move this end point, it shifts the zigzag or the satin at different angles. This is kind of the controllers for controlling where the zigzags go. So you'll see they're stretched like that, and I stretch them. These don't actually, the control points don't stretch the zigzag orientation. So if I were to put this all the way down here, you'll notice that the zigzag gets stretched. Okay, so column stitches can be very powerful when you're trying to actually do some sketching of satins over certain objects. For example, if you're going to do a font yourself, you could do that with satins. This is maybe not a good example, but I'll just kind of show you sort of how you might do this D. So for example, let's say we're going to do satins for this D, and we'll just do the D shape, and then we'll just make this be, well, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Let's see. We'll just start with the column satins, or the satins here. We're going to do the D, we'll do the straight section, and then we do the rest of the D. And then we have the D shape. We can move all this later, so this is just kind of getting you started. And then we'll go back to straight, stitches, and mouse button, and we'll just take this and we'll select it and we'll edit it. So we'll get this shape for the D itself. And this is what I do when I do the actual lettering that you have automatically done. Essentially, I'm digitizing the letters, and then they are part of the lettering files, which is something that you choose when you're doing lettering, so you can have the lettering. But so I go through the effort to draw all these satins for the satin versions of the lettering. There's also filled versions of lettering. Okay, so you can see basically now the D is shaped properly.